All right, folks, it's over to the NFL where football is back this week. Yes, sir. Houston and Kansas City kick off the 2020 season on Thursday with the other teams in action on Sunday. It's a moment marked by uncertainty amid the pandemic, but for now, the NFL's got a mostly clean bill of health with COVID, so we're going to roll with it. And tonight, we'll be previewing the AFC and NFC conferences, telling you who's going to make the playoffs. And with the new wildcard format, we'll have three teams from each side of the conference instead of just two. So we begin with the AFC and the AFC East. We have Cam Newton in town for the Patriots with a roster amidst the turmoil. The Bills hope Josh Allen's finally a thing. The Jets are looking to build on that surprising 7-9 record. And the Dolphins think Tua might lead that legion of draft picks and free agents to victory. So what you got, Drink?
Well, I got the Bills winning the division simply because it's between them and the Patriots, right? I'm put some respect on the Dolphins' name. Jets, you can get up out of here. You can find the nearest recycling bin. But here's the thing. I think the Bills, because the Bills are bringing back so much continuity from last year, all they need really is for Josh Allen to take a step. Yes, I know I'm asking a lot, but here's the deal. This is what they need. If Josh Allen makes the step, they will win this division. And I think they'll win the division easily if he makes the step. No, I'm not saying Josh Allen like the best quarterback in this division. We know the best quarterback in this division is possibly Cam Newton right now and could be Tua in the future. We know that. But right now, you know, I got to go with the team that's more prepared, more built to win right now. The Patriots, hey, they just had a yard sale. And I wouldn't be surprised if they still selling off players or doing whatever they're doing. I ain't saying they tanking, but it's a little suspicious. Either way, Cam Newton's coming in here with a team that may or may not be as good as some of the teams he had in Carolina, and he's going to be asked to do a lot in a new system. And I just feel like that's going to put some strain on them. They're going to lose games that they would normally win because this is not the normal copy and paste that we're used to seeing. So to wrap this up and not take too long, I got the Bills winning the division, and then I got the Patriots being second in the division with the Dolphins, and I got the Jets coming in at the young tail end of this one. So that's how I'm looking at the AFC East.
Yeah, don't disagree a whole lot. Well, I guess I get that was wrong. I do disagree because I got New England winning the division. But listen, Buffalo will be fine. They're so structurally, well, they're so sound structurally, like with the rest of their roster, that it makes up for kind of the little suspect play of Josh Allen, laddering the ball to referees in playoff games. We get all that. Maybe. Listen, Josh Allen doesn't – you're right. Josh Allen, I don't think he has to take a huge step at all because the rest of their team is so solid. So I think they'll be fine. But it's a leap of faith for me, but best coach, best quarterback in this division. I'm going with Bill Belichick. I'm going with Cam Newton. It is a little suspicious with all the opt-outs, and I would remind you, Dante Hightower opted out. They lose Van Noy to Miami. They lose Collins to Detroit. So the linebacking core is real thin. Patrick Chung opted out as well. Marcus Cannon, right tackle. There's a lot of opt-outs, but I'm rolling the dice on the quarterback and the coach. I got Buffalo second, Miami third, and, yeah, the Jets will be in last by a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. And I'm not going to bet against New England until I see it anymore. I would have had him last. I mean, I was not buying the whole Jared Stidham nonsense, but so we saw Super Cam show up. I got to think Belichick's got his guy. They're going to have a strong running game. That's what they're going to have to lean on. But, hey, man, the Bills could be really good too. We can't forget Stephon Diggs trade. That's a big upgrade for that wide receiving core. And that was one of their last pieces that were real kind of like, they're still working on that. They got a good defense. Got a great coach. I don't believe in Josh Allen, but I believe he can get him at least to a wild card spot. And then Miami could be surprising, but I think you're going to have some growing pains. But let's not forget, Miami had a ton of free agent additions, and they had a nice draft class. So that team could be ascending faster than we think, and that leaves the poor Jets, likely struggling. They're in last place. All right, AFC North time. Ravens look to finish in the playoffs. Steelers going to get Big Ben back. The Browns had new faces, and the Bengals, they look to the future with Joe Burrow. So I see this one shaking out, Jay.
Yeah, Baltimore was the best regular season team last season. I think they'll be the best regular season team this season. We'll see how it shakes out in the playoffs. But, yeah, Baltimore wins this division easily. They're just too talented. They're so talented that they can take, one of the best safeties in football and just chuck him out the building because he was cutting up too much. I mean, that's where we're at. They said, we're that confident with where we're at get on out of here, Earl Thomas. We'll be fine. And they will be fine. They're going to win this division. I think they run away with it. I got Pittsburgh second, Cleveland third, and Cincinnati fourth.
A little different. Ravens, number one, of course. I think they might go 16-0 too, by the way, sidebar. And then I got the Cleveland Browns, number two. I think Stefanski, he comes in there. He cleans up some stuff that Freddie Kitchens left for him. You know, he left a mess. He cooked the meal and then cleaned the dishes. He gonna come in and clean that up. And then I got the Steelers coming in at 3, only because I know Big Ben's supposed to be back, but like I don't know. It's just a lot of like.
Won 8 games without him. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's a different circumstances. You also got a clown show Cleveland Brown. They weren't supposed like. I just felt like they played well. I'm not saying like Pittsburgh is trash. It's just I think the other two teams are gonna be significantly better. And then I'm looking at the Bengals. I think the Bengals do make a slight step, better. I think they will be. How can I put this? We will be more willing to watch them. They might not be all that, laden, but I think I would be interested. I'm sorry, not we. I would be interested in watching the Bengals this year just to see how that whole Joe Burrow, T. Higgins thing playing out there. I'm very interested in that. So, I got the Ravens winning coming in, and then the Browns, Steelers, and Bengals. That's how I look at that division.
Yeah, no argument here. Ravens definitely clear in a way the number one team. Great draft class. Picked up some solid guys like Calais Campbell, even like guys like Derek Wolfe. He re-signed some of your own talent. The Steelers-Browns thing, I'm leaning towards the Steelers just because of Mike Tomlin and that defense, really good. And Big Ben, we got to think that quarterback play wasn't even serviceable some weeks, and they still managed to win 8 games. So that's what I'm leaning on. But, the Browns, we can't forget about them. Jack Conklin, Austin Hooper, they've signed some pretty big guys. I mean, if they get an adult in the room with the coaching staff, they might be the ones. But I think for now I would lean towards the Steelers, but they are not a bad pick either. And, of course, leaves the Bengals kind of doing their thing. But, yes, I will be fascinated to see if this Joe Burrow experiment plays out for them. Let's go over to the AFC South, our favorite AFC South. The Texans didn't pay DeAndre Hopkins. They did pay Deshaun. The Titans paid everybody. The Jaguars paid nobody. And the Colts, well, they're the Colts. So who slogs it out in here, Drink?
Let me tell you, I just want to let the listeners and the viewers know this probably was the roughest one to do right here. But I'm going to give that edge to the Indianapolis Colts, I think. As much as I don't like Phillip Rivers, I think he will do enough to, keep – because the offense is in that offensive line, the running game. Now they got some wide receivers. They just needed a quarterback to tie all those knots together, and I think he can do that for a year or half a season, whatever. But I think he can get that done. And then I'm looking Tennessee. Listen, we seen what Tennessee did. Tennessee then got their guys paid, the quarterback, the running back. We just seen they signed Jadeveon Clowney. So they seem to be heading in the right direction. We'll see when the product starts. But I do like what they're doing. Tennessee just signed the Texans just signed Deshaun Watson to his extension. That's vote well, but I'm not really confident in who Deshaun Watson gonna throw the ball to until I actually see them play more than 2 games together. Either way, and then, Jaguars. What shall I say? You know what? I think Leonard Fournette said it all for the Jaguars. So if you want to know what I got to say about the Jaguars, just go back and read what Leonard Fournette said.
Go leave my boy Minshew alone. He's all I got. All I got, man.
Yeah, this one's AFC South, probably going to be quite mediocre division. I think 9 wins will be good enough to get it done. I got Indianapolis as well. Phillip Rivers, although we know this I think this is going to be the last run for Phillip Rivers. I think he's already got a high school coaching job lined up for next year.
Yep.
But I think he's good enough to get it done for him. Maybe do some game managing, dare I say. They got Marlon Mack in the backfield. They draft Jonathan Taylor. I think they'll be pretty run heavy. And I think Darius Leonard will lead a pretty good defense over there on that side for him. Tennessee and Houston, they'll be close. They won't be too far behind. I'm just looking at Tennessee. Tannehill is not that dude. And I'm really sorry to again have to inform folks in Nashville of that. He is not that dude. They will see that this year. Derrick Henry got a lot of love and respect for him. We know how formidable he is, especially in the second half of seasons. But he'll flop around and have one of them slow starts as he normally does, and that'll ultimately be the difference for him. And then Houston, congratulations to Deshaun Watson for getting his money. We know he deserves it. The wide receiving core could wind up being okay, depending on the health of one Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller's health. He got them hamstrings that they'll. We don't know what they're going to be from week to week. Randall Cobb, Kenny Stills. Let me start on Kenny Stills. But they won't be good enough. The trade they made in the offseason was absolutely horrific. They had the whole NFL laughing at him, including the Cardinals. Cardinals just on Twitter. The Cardinals Twitter account just trolling them actively on the trade day. Just like, really? They caught Bill O'Brien sleeping, and they gave him a dude that used to be good. His name is David Johnson. So they downgraded the running back and the wide receiver positions in that account. And so I got Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Houston. Oh, and Jacksonville. Jacksonville will be last.
That's a bold prediction, man. I can't believe. No, I have no faith in my squad. This is the most open, shameless tanking experiment we have seen in years in the NFL, possibly ever. 16 rookies, youngest roster in the NFL. Yeah, LOL. What do you even say? As far as this, of course I hate the rest of these teams. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go with the Texans only because I'm betting on the best quarterback in the division. I don't have any faith in Phillip Rivers. I have even less faith in Ryan Tannehill. I think the Titans are going to get bit by kind of being too one-dimensional. And the Colts, I mean, they get Rivers, but you lost some wide receivers. I mean, Eric Ebron was productive enough, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be the only reason, but you lost some weapons. I don't see how much you've added on that end of the ball, so that could be a struggle. I think the Texans can do just enough on offense to puke out another 10-6 and barely take the division. And, yeah, of course, Jaguars finish last. Let's go ahead and move over to AFC West. Super Bowl champs look to hold it down. They brought pretty much the whole squad back. The Broncos looking up to their air raid attack. Chargers wait to unleash Herbert. And John Gruden at least scheming up something in Vegas. So will the Chiefs keep the West on lock, Jay, or is someone else going to shock us all?
Yeah, you talk about open and shut. This ain't even no point in opening this one. Kansas City, defending Super Bowl champions, they gave out all the contracts in the offseason. They got Mahomes to his big contract. Kelsey got his extension. Chris Jones, they surprised everybody and got him paid. And then they just went into the draft.
Don't forget about Andy Reid and GM.
That's right. They extended everybody, across the board. Equipment managers got paid as well. So I'm hearing. Then they just went into the draft and they just had fun with it. Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Yeah, we'll take him in the first round over other running backs that could be better than him. No, but he fits. It'll work, and it will work because you got Patrick Mahomes. Don't even worry about it. That's enough on the Chiefs. They win it. Everybody else will be behind them. I think Denver will be the second team in that division, and I think the Raiders and the Chargers, it's going to be tough for both those teams. I think they'll be a distant third and fourth.
Yeah. My predictions are similar to Jay's. Chiefs, pencil me in. Broncos, they'll be a lot better, even though we just heard that, we just read that news about Von Miller, so we don't know how much that would impact that. But right now, I'm keeping the Broncos second in division. You got the Raiders. They're always going to be fun to see, John Gruden figure this out. I know we got a rapid reaction that relates to this. So I'm curious to see how he ties all that together to try to make that work with his new guys there, because we know they're using all those draft picks from Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper. And then you got the Chargers. Listen, I don't know what's going to be more important. The Chargers open up this new empty stadium, or the fans didn't come anyway, or who's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know. We'll see. We know Tyrod Taylor should be the guy on day one, but you just never know. Why not? It's 2020, COVID that messed up everything. Go and throw Justin Herbert out there. No, hey, don't worry about it. He getting nailed. We got Tyrod Taylor to come in for him. So no big deal. So, yeah, I'm going Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers.
Throw them to the Wolves. I mean, it'd be ridiculous picking anything with the Chiefs. And the only thing I would say is all those offensive guys got re-signed. The defense could that's their one thing that's a little questionable, but it didn't seem to bother them last year, so why would it this year? Broncos, I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch, and that offense is going to put up a lot of points. Probably one of the few that can hang with Kansas City if all those draft picks are panning out. But yeah, the Von Miller news potentially out for the year. That could sting pretty hard, but we'll see. There's still a lot to go on that. And the Raiders, they brought in a lot of players. I don't know. Between the draft and their free agency, they signed almost everybody they could find. So who knows what you get out of that bag. And yeah, the Chargers, big loss, not having Derwin James again this season. Defense will still be good. They'll be close in a lot of games. That strikes me as a team that they'll find a way to lose those last couple games of each.